House number 11 is the Sharver Home. It is located at 302 Main, Block 12, Lots 1 and 2. The builder is Peavy. The architecture style is considered farmhouse. Owners in the past have been John Herger, Newton County Clerk, G.V. Denman, County Judge, Carlton N. Adams, who helped build the Baptist Church and owned the C.N. Adams store, and George A. Adams. County Sheriff A.M. Sharver and his new wife, Ole Baker, purchased this house in 1918. It has been in the Sharver family ever since. The land on which the Sharver house now sits was once a 100-acre tract and part of the J.G. Bingham survey. According to the County Appraisal District, this house was built in 1887. It has almost 2,000 square feet living area and one fireplace. It is a wood frame of virgin longleaf pine. Center passage floor plan. Pier and beam foundation. Wood sash double hung windows. It has two primary entrances, gable roof, and gable dormers. The rooms have 12-foot ceilings with window and door trim. Wallpaper hung with cheesecloth on solid pine walls and hardwood floors. The home now belongs to A.M. Sharver's grandson, A.M. Lon Sharver, who was county judge from 1991 to 1998. Listen as Judge Lon Sharver tells more about his family and this home.
Mr. Autry and my grandfather were very good close friends. They worked together a lot in the woods and all. And so when the turpentine business played out, and he was going to relocate. So when he decided to relocate, he wanted my grandfather to buy that house out there. And so my grandfather said, yeah, I'd love to have that house. This house is considered an old house. And so my grandfather told my grandmother, and she said, no way. And he said, why not? She said, it's too far out of town. So that's really, we didn't have that one. I'm glad they didn't. I had to take care of that house. But anyhow, the old house was, it's a good old house. It's double walled and all construction. I was born in that house. Did you know that? I was born in that room, northeast room, and my dad was overseas in service, and Mom was the only one who could drive. My grandfather rode horses. That's all he rode. But mother couldn't drive, so Dr. What's the old doctor? Graham? Yeah, up the hill. Yep. He wanted to deliver me. He came down and delivered me. But other than that, I was born right there. I guess I'll probably do a complete cycle. Sharver House at 302 Main Street in Newton dates back to the late 1800s. Featuring farmhouse architect. And a lot of people don't understand that, but it was a farmhouse at one time. It's believed to have been built by a man named Peavy, which is the same people that had the bell, remember? On the corner of a 100-acre tract of farmland. The original ownership of the tract has been traced at least back to Mr. William Davison. In 1902, the town of Newton divided up the tract and when laying out the blocks and lots of the town. After several changes in ownership, there was a construction done to adjoining outdoor kitchen to the rest of the house. The kitchen was separate from the house originally. Property by the owner, John M. Hoger. I think they pronounced that Hoger, didn't they? In 1910, he then sold the house to J.V. Denham to owner financing of 3 notes. Hoger subsequently transferred the notes to R.H. Wenham, who was the judge. Mr. Denham accused the previous owner of bad construction on the dining room that was built to adjoin to the kitchen to the main house and stopped his payments on the note. The wall on that part that was constructed, joining the two houses together, it's got about almost 2.5-inch difference in the bottom to the top. It makes it real nice to hang wallpaper because it stays away from the wall. But this was a German construction, and we found out about that from some people out of West Texas. However, Mr. Denham did not understand the construction applied was a German engineering technique whereby the walls were slanted inward, not perpendicular to the floor, which made them stronger. According to county records, Mr. Wenham is the current holder of the notes, sued Mr. Denham and received a judgment in his favor. Since the late 1800s, the property has been at least a dozen different owners. In 1918, which I thought was earlier than that, A.M. Sharver Sr. and his new bride, Ollie B. Sharver, purchased the old house from G.A. and Alice Adams. Ollie chose the house on Main Street over another one, which was considerably newer, because the house was too far out of town to suit her. The newer house is now known as the Williams House on Loop 505. At that time, it was the Orchard House. The Main Street house has remained under the Sharver name for the past 100 years. Several notable people have lived in the Sharver house. John Holder was the Newton County clerk. R.H. Wyndham was the Newton County judge. A.M. Sharver served as sheriff of Newton County and Texas Ranger. The current owner is his grandson, A.M. Sharver III, Lon, who served as county judge here from 1991 to 1988. Judge Sharver was born in the historical house and has declared that he intends to live there the rest of his life.
Judge A. Sharver Sr. came to Newton County as a stockman in the early 1900s. His endeavors over the years included blacksmith, sheriff of Newton County, Texas Ranger, road contractor, and timber industry. His wife Ollie was a Newton elementary school teacher from 1916 to 1958. After she retired, she enjoyed sitting on her porch and visiting friends and former students as they came by every day on their way to and from school. The Sharver porch was such a convenient place to stop and chat. Please continue to house number 12.